Brock Purdy, who still has never lost and is just the most remarkable story. But this was the most adversity he's faced. He was losing. He threw a pick. He had to bring the team back twice. Robbie Gould missed a kick. Had to do it in overtime. What are you thinking of Brock Purdy now?
I really like Brock Purdy. I don't see, honestly, everything I see from him, I like. With one exception, I'll leave towards the end here. But my assessment of Brock Purdy, man, is he is a really damn good quarterback. And the big achievement to me, we see a lot of, Kyle Shanahan's having a hell of a season as a coach. And constantly see, look at Kyle Shanahan winning with a 7th round pick. And that's great, obviously. But I think the real achievement was drafting Brock Purdy in the 7th round, more so than winning with Brock Purdy, because the kid is good, man. He does everything you want. He actually, there's slight things that reminds me of Jimmy, like his accuracy and the way he gets the ball out quick. But outside of that, man, like he's way more mobile, way more smart, way more poised. He has pretty much everything. Like there's not much I see from him that I don't like, with the only exception being the arm strength. We saw a little bit of that with the interception. So that's the only question I have about Brock Purdy. But honestly, based on what I'm seeing, I think he's good enough with this team to win a Super Bowl. I feel confident in saying that he is good enough to win a Super Bowl with this team. Now, whether or not that arm strength becomes an issue or not, I don't know. Maybe it isn't an issue. But we did see a little bit of it yesterday with that one interception. But overall, he's better than Jimmy. To me, he's an upgrade over Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh, that was clear right away. I mean, I thought that was clear in the Miami game. And now I'm starting to, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but I definitely think there's a possibility that he's the Niners franchise quarterback. I still want to see more. We're 5 starts in. I'd like to see this for another 20-something starts. But, man, if he keeps playing like this, he's going to be the starter next year. And if he keeps playing like this next year, he's the guy. Because, yeah, he's kind of small, and his arm isn't as strong as you would like, and you saw it on that interception. But other than that, like, what does he not have that you hope Trey Lance would have? Like, Trey Lance is big and fast. Purdy might be quicker. Purdy might be more elusive in the pocket. The way he gets away from people in the pocket is shocking to me. Like, Mac Jones can do. A lot of quarterbacks are not as quick and elusive as Brock Purdy. I didn't see that coming at all. So he doesn't give you the 11-on-11 run game element, but I don't think that's super important anyway. It's not something that the Niners have relied on. And he's enhancing the run game by being a play-action threat. Yeah. Jimmy Garoppolo couldn't enhance the run game at all. No 11-on-11 aspect and no play action. Now this guy, he'll burn you deep, and so Christian McCaffrey's yards per carry has jumped by like a full yard since Jimmy was the quarterback. So I think he's pretty much. The offense, even on a quote unquote bad day from Brock Purdy, they scored 37. Mm-hmm. So what does he not give? Are you saying with Trey Lance they're going to start scoring 40 a game? Like, no offense to Trey Lance, but damn, like the one thing with Brock Purdy that I think is so impressive is his like awareness on the field. Just not the poise and all that, but just the ability to see everything and not just go where Kyle tells him to go and see things on the backside of the play. That's the kind of thing I think that maybe is God-given or comes with tons of experience. I wonder how many years it would take Trey Lance to get to that level that Brock's right now, just in terms of straight up awareness on the field. And that's not Trey's fault. He really, the Niners mismanaged him, and I hope they didn't ruin his career. But, dude, I just don't see how Trey can catch that one aspect of Brock's skill set.
It's going to be tough.
He's like a 99 Madden awareness.
Yeah. If you're building like physically, if you're building a quarterback, you're building Trey Lance, like if you're on Madden, right?
Yes.
But everything else, you're building Brock Purdy. It'd be nice if somehow Brock Purdy had Trey Lance's arm strength. You're talking about one of the best quarterbacks ever lived, based on what I'm seeing from Brock Purdy. He really does everything at a high level. I'm not done on Trey Lance. I think he's just so talented that I'm interested to see what he can develop into. I'm personally not a big fan of a running quarterback.
Me too.
I don't really like that. I like quarterbacks, kind of like what we're seeing from Brock, where they're elusive and they can scramble and create, but not running,
Because they get hurt, with the exception of Josh Allen. Although he's probably going to get hurt eventually too. Look at Jalen Hurts. So
get
when the
hurt.
Niners drafted Trey Lance, I thought they were envisioning like John Elway, and he might end up becoming that kind of a quarterback. But right now with Brock Purdy, he's looking like Joe Montana, the other great quarterback in the 80s. And what's so cool about Purdy is that final drive when he kept hitting Ayuk on the slants. Did that not feel like Montana to Rice, Montana to Taylor? Just the accuracy and the timing of those throws. I mean, that's 49ers football. And it's extremely impressive watching him play. His timing and awareness he's so calm. Like, Garcia was not this calm. Garcia was frenetic. Steve Young was frenetic. Joe was calm like this. And I'm not saying that this guy's better than Steven Garcia, but this quality of him is refreshing and is rare. It's not like all quarterbacks develop this over time. Like, it's rare. And it's something, again, that you can only see in a real game. You can't see it in practice. Maybe you can see it in college, but you don't know if it's going to translate. And it's translating for Brock.
Yeah, and that's why like a lot of people use that argument that I just mentioned where they say, and it's not a knock on Kyle when I say this, but people say, look at what Kyle's able to win with the third string quarterback. Like, I don't really care if he started off the season third string because he was a rookie. The kid is super talented. So the real achievement is drafting Brock Purdy, and then especially getting him in the 7th round because he has literally everything. I mean, I could maybe see why guys put him in the 7th because of his height and his arm strength. But he's definitely playing way above that. So, shout out to, I think, people are making the argument for Kyle Shanahan to be coach of the year, which is valid and I understand, but really
about John Lynch,
executive of the year for building this team, finding Brock Purdy, the CMC trade. It's all been fantastic.
And I think we're learning something interesting about drafting quarterbacks. Like Purdy having success. People want to replicate Josh Allen. So the Niners went after Trey Lance, and so far he hasn't been Josh Allen, and they haven't developed him correctly. But what you're seeing is like, look, Tom Brady's 45 years old, still playing. Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, having a lot of success. Well, what do they have in common? A lot of experience. Not necessarily the most physically gifted guys. I mean, they're not athletes. Well, Brock is. But a lot of experience. Well, maybe that's because the way the NFL is set up, all the rules benefit the quarterbacks. And if you have a little bit of experience and you know what you're doing, you can really take advantage of this league. And, maybe that's reason not to sort of invest highly in projects. That's the thing with Trey. With his background, especially coming off the pandemic, dude, that's a 2nd-round pick resume. Even if he's a great athlete. Like, he played 1 year. And you see with, like, Malik Willis, he went in the 3rd round. Jalen Hurts went in the 2nd round. I'm just saying, maybe the projects, if you need to like really put the dude on the bench for a while, take him later. Guys that are ready to go, it seems like they actually are. If you put a good team around them, they can have success immediately, and they can play until they're 45.
Yeah, again, and I'm highly interested in what Trey becomes, but I didn't expect them to use him the way they did. And if that's the way they were going to use him, if there's one knock on John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan is trading 3 first-round draft picks for a project that you're going to try to use like Justin Fields when he's not.
Exactly. It's like you drafted Trey Lance to use him like Justin Fields when you could have just drafted Justin Fields. I didn't understand that one.
Yeah. And again, man, I've always said I like mobile quarterbacks that are elusive, that can scramble. I never really wanted a running quarterback. And like you said, the NFL has designed everything to protect the quarterback. So as a team, you
take advantage of those rules, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's why Tom Brady's able to play at 46 because he knows how not to get hurt. He's not running. And so I don't know. I just not a fan of running quarterbacks. I don't think Trey necessarily has to be a running quarterback either.
Right. But it's like you want a mobile quarterback. Purdy's mobile.
Yeah.
Jimmy's not. You need a mobile quarterback. You need a guy who can make defenders, who can make pass rushers miss, who can extend plays. But how often does Purdy run past the line of scrimmage?
Right.
Sometimes.
Not often.
It's not that important. Steve Young did it, but like honestly, if you do it, you need to get out of bounds or get down. Yeah. And what you really need to do is be able to run behind the line of scrimmage. Purdy does that surprisingly well. Like maybe better than Trey. I swear his quickness is his first few steps is quicker than Trey, which is really important for a quarterback. He's surprising defenders with his ability to get away from them. And that's a huge part of the Niners' success. There was that play last night where he got away from the one rusher, scrambled to his right, and hit Kittle on the run.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, who's the last Niners quarterback who could do that? Kaepernick wasn't that elusive. Alex Smith for sure wasn't that elusive. That's a Jeff Garcia play, man. And I loved watching Jeff Garcia. But Jeff Garcia had a frenetic energy about him that this guy doesn't have. This guy is so calm. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, Steve Young, is a model for me. But when you think about it, he had, 8 concussions in his career, ended his career early.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy,
he didn't even play that long, if you think about it, right? His 20s, he sat. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the thing about Brock Purdy is I saw somewhere, I didn't double check to fact check it, but I read that he has taken the least amount of sacks in the time he's been playing out of all quarterbacks. So he's elusive. He's not being sacked. So he's protecting himself, which is huge for his longevity as well.
But he's not one of these guys like Zach Wilson who constantly goes off script and can't operate within the timing and rhythm of the offense. Like, he can do that too. On the final drive, it's just boom, slant, boom, slant, boom, slant. And I know people are looking at, like, Jesse Naylor has shown Brock Purdy's passing chart. He's not really throwing to the right very much. Something to watch, something to monitor. Maybe it's he's not good at it. Maybe it's a small sample size thing. But so far, I'm running out of things to nitpick with this guy, and I feel like, the Niners might have just really lucked out here. They might have they may have found their franchise quarterback. And I think what's funny is, Kyle. I've been so hard on Kyle. He may have just needed to find the right quarterback for him, and it's not easy to do. A lot of head coaches never do find the right quarterback. But right now, I mean, if he wanted Mac Jones, this guy's a lot better. So
he's way more likable too.
Way more likable, way more elusive, better athlete, just as good of an arm. Man, they're lucky they didn't take Mac Jones because now they got Brock Purdy. So good for Kyle.
I mean, if we're nitpicking, the only thing I can think of would be arm strength, and we'll see if that hurts him later on in the season or in the postseason. But other than that, I don't see any weaknesses in his game.
No. No. And again, the little intangibles are so intriguing. Make me feel like he can win a Super Bowl this year.